Tonight, for the first time, we take you inside one of Fresno's busiest pet emergency hospitals. It's a CBS47 special report.
As Mike Scott shows us, your pet's life could be saved by the caring doctors on duty there around the clock.
Hey, good girl.
We spent almost 8 hours at the Fresno Pet ER recently.
Abscessed in the pad.
And we saw a wide variety of emergencies come through the door.
Get me a 10 French Foley catheter. One of the things we see a lot this time of year are foxtails, and they go up in between these areas of the paw, or they step on them, and then they abscess.
Yes, it's pretty busy here. This is a typical weekend at the Pet ER. Most regular vets, of course, are closed on the weekend, so when people have a pet emergency, this is where they come.
She's been vomiting.
As soon as one emergency is taken care of, there is always another waiting for treatment.
We do everything, or most everything, here in-house, and we have the results in a few minutes. Now, we've got $40,000 to $50,000 worth of laboratory equipment inside of there to be able to do this stuff right away when we need it.
A lot of the cases that end up here don't have to. People notice a problem with their pet, but instead of taking it to their own vet right away, they wait until it becomes a crisis. And if that's on a night or a weekend, they have no choice but to come here.
When she started stumbling around and unable to walk, then we thought, okay, we have to get her down here.
Don Dwyer drove in from Squaw Valley when his dog Stella started having seizures.
Hey, Vic, you want to grab me a catheter on this one?
Yeah.
It's scary when something happens.
It is. It's my dog.
Yeah.
You know?
If they get sick, you take them to the doctor.
Mary Ann Jenkins and her family are from San Diego. They've been camping up near Shaver Lake. And when both of their dogs got sick, Mary Ann didn't think twice about jumping in the car and getting those dogs to the hospital.
My dogs don't get diarrhea all the time.
Really?
No, they don't. They're well taken care of.
Mary Ann was willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that her dogs are taken care of. But unfortunately, for some other patients, that's not always the case.
The toughest part is actually knowing that, we can do something and the owners can't financially afford it. I mean, it's a living, breathing animal. There's something we can do. We know what we can do. We have the technology, we have the medications, but unfortunately the owner doesn't have the finances.
Poor baby, he must have gone through a lot of pain.
Maria Alvarez brought her little Tweety bird in because a small metal ID band on his leg was cutting off his circulation. Even though she can't really afford it, she knew she had to take care of her feathered friend.
That was my rent money, part of my rent money, but I don't know what I'm going to do, but I prefer him to be okay.
This is an example of why you sometimes have to wait when you come to the Pet ER. It's because the most critical patients are taken care of first. Like this little puppy has something caught in its throat. 2 doctors on duty and 2 technicians have been trying for more than an hour to take care of that blockage.
Try and get this endotracheal tube by it. We have to be in complete communication with the clients that are up front because we may have an hour, 2-hour wait up front. The torn toenail that's been sitting here for an hour is unfortunately not as much of a life-threatening emergency as a dog that just got hit by a car or has a bloated stomach or is bleeding from jumping through a plate glass window.
And back to our little puppy who spent so long on the operating table, this is what finally came out of his throat, a tiny seed. Hard to believe that's what almost took his life. The owner just relieved the puppy is still alive.
Yeah. I just don't even have a response for this.
Good girl. Oh, so brave. Good girl, Stella.
At the end of a long shift, there's always the satisfaction of a job well done. Another client reunited with his pet, heading home. In Fresno, Mike Scott, CBS 47 On Your Side.
What a great report. Nice to know that they're there.
I know how important it is, too. I had my dog attacked by 2 pit bulls once, and it happened on a weekend, of course, and I had to rush to an emergency room for my dog, and she survived because of the quick work of doctors like that.
You're almost tearing up thinking about it.
I know.
It's very emotional. Our pets are special, yeah.
Well, if you'd like to see our special report again, just go to our website, CBS47.tv.